What's up, ballers? It's Bobby Buckets back with another episode of NBA Live Mobile, and in today's episode, we're going to be looking at every single set in the game and checking out which ones are worth it to complete and which ones are not. So I know for a lot of you who have been playing the game a long time, this might seem like common sense, but this is definitely something that newer players need to see, especially if you're trying to get an elite lineup as well as saving your coins and not trying to waste them. So just looking at the weekly events, obviously if you play the daily shoot around, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and complete the tutorial set if you want to. For some reason I still haven't done that. Looking at the team of the week players, for the first month I would say team of the week is worth it because they all come together to make the hero of the month. So the first month that probably only costs about 1.2 million in total, which is pretty reasonable for a 93 overall player. But with the way the players are going right now, they're about 600k a piece, if not more, which means you're going to spend upwards of 2.4 to 2.5 million coins on this one Hero of the Month card. In my opinion, that is not worth it. That is, unless it's like a 94 overall, I would say that's a bit too much to spend on a card, unless you are absolutely top tier, maxed out at every position, all you're trying to do is improved by the next card that's coming out. If that's not the case, then I would not recommend going for the Hero of the Month player. But they can also be some solid cards. So Team of the Week Gordon Hayward is a pretty solid card to pick up if you need a good small forward that can shoot in your shooting lineup. But other than that, I can't say I would recommend those. Big moments, I would recommend. This one's a tough one. I haven't done it a whole lot. I'm going to say I'll recommend it at least one time just to see what you can get. Obviously, there's some good players, and if you do the live event, let's see, that's 60k for elite trophies and then 15k more. So 75k for a big moments player, assuming you've actually, well, let's see, does it guarantee you, let's see, you're guaranteed a big moments players. I'm not sure if all of those, actually, I don't think they're all elite, so I'm not sure I could recommend those. Especially since there's a big chance that you're going to end up getting a gold, although there is the exchange, so if you get a gold you can reroll and try to get a better one. Title holders I would definitely recommend going for. That's one of the few sets in the game that you can just flat out play, don't have to spend any coins to do. It's every Monday, just go ahead and play that whenever you can and try to finish those off, because the master is a 90 overall Dirk Nowitzki with a really nice 3-point shooting stat. Then moving down to Campus Heroes, I like to try out the Elite Campus Heroes every once in a while just for the heck of it. It's not a great way to make coins, but if you do have Campus Heroes just piling up and you want to give it a try, go ahead. Since there are cards you can pull worth upwards of 3 million coins, such as Jimmer Fredette and Doug McDermott. So obviously there is a chance you can get a good card, but the chances that you do get a good card are very low. I've done it a lot of times, and I don't think I've gotten much over an 87. So that's kind of a toss-up. For the gold one, I would say go ahead and do it, especially if you've been playing the live events. And one gold trophy is really not that bad, so that's 5k. And the Gold Campus Hero will get you at least 12k back. For the award winners, I would definitely recommend those to you guys. That's another one of those live events that doesn't cost you any coins. Just play the live events and you get the players. It's really, really good for new players trying to get elites. Those were the first really good elites that I ever had in the game, so I would definitely recommend that one. Motivators, if you play the live event, I would go ahead and go for the gold motivators, but I'm not going to say I'd recommend going for the elites, since 100k just for the trophies alone will probably cause you to lose coins. Most of the time, you won't pull players that are worth that much more than 100k, especially considering the fact that you have to add in the gold and silver motivator players as well. I wouldn't go for those. For the international players, I wouldn't go for all of them. Definitely go for Kyrie Irving if you are a new player. That card is absolutely nasty. I've never played with him, but I've gotten beaten by him in so many head-to-head games. It drives me crazy. He is insanely good in head-to-head matchups, so I would pick him up. That's probably the #1 international set I would recommend. Dirk Nowitzki is also a pretty good option for your shooting lineup if you need a good power forward there. And then Karl Anthony Towns, also another good option. I wouldn't necessarily recommend any of the other ones because of the cost. So you got to put in $100K for elite trophies, and you can get some better options at the shooting guard position for your two-way lineup. And then Supremacy, that's another one of those live event things that you don't have to spend any coins on. Definitely go for that one. 93 LeBron is definitely worth it. Heading over to our holiday sets, just looking through these, obviously most of these are things that you're just going to get from playing live events, so obviously if they're free, go for them. And then for the holiday shopping, I usually do the casual shopping with the gold trophies every once in a while. There's a time limit on them, so you're obviously not going to spend that many coins doing that. For Rising Stars, if you really need a specialist in one position, I would go for these. Since they have them pretty much every position, every lineup, it really depends on what you need. So most of them are 87s. The downside is it's mostly going, for the most part, is going to cost you at least 360K since they sell for about 180K a piece. At least for the newer ones. Obviously the older ones are a little bit cheaper, so the Buddy Hields and the Clint Capellas and those guys. So if you need somebody to fill in an 87 plus position, you could go for them. For the Legends, these are some of my favorite cards. Right now, I would say most of these guys are not worth it. You're going to end up spending quite a few coins. James Worthy is one I'm going to try to work on soon because his collectibles are going down a little bit. They're down under 200K, which means I'm going to be able to put them together for around 1 to 1.2 million. Which is definitely worth it to me since he is a 92 overall. And then heading on over, most of these guys are going to be worth it. These are some of the best players in the game. Obviously, that Gary Payton can be replaced by that Hero of the Month, Russell Westbrook. But a lot of these guys are irreplaceable. Some of these guys, let's see, who do I have? I have Clyde Drexler in my big man lineup, Kevin McHale in my big man lineup. Used to have Isaiah Thomas, still have Muggsy Bogues, probably need to replace him relatively soon. Let's see, Jason Kidd I do not have. Jalen Rose I still have, he's a beast, definitely go for him if you need a good two-way shooting guard. AC Green I don't use because I have Kevin Durant, but I've heard he's really solid. I still use Elvin Hayes. Vlade Divac is a rebounding machine, so is Patrick Ewing. Ewing can also get a ton of blocks for your team. I would recommend both of those guys. Vince Carter is a really solid shooting guard pickup for your defensive lineup. Used to have Chris Webber as well. Actually completed that one. These are all ones that I've completed. Sean Kemp's a machine. Super cheap to complete as well. Actually, most of these guys you can buy in the auction house for actually cheaper than you can complete them because of the price of elite trophies. And then for League versus League, obviously, if it's free, go for it. I've completed this set, I believe, what does it say, 2 times? Yeah, I think I've completed it 2 times already, so on my way to some of those master cards. Impact players, honestly, I would not go for these. They used to be worth it because they were auctionable, but now they're not auctionable, and you're going to end up spending at least 200K on elite trophies, as well as the cards that you need to put in, so I would not go for those. Teams, there are probably a couple teams that are worth it. Trying to think. Isaiah Thomas is on the Celtics, so you could try that one out. It used to be a really good coin making method, but since you have to add in a gold trophy, that usually costs more than the price of whatever card you're going to get back. So I wouldn't recommend those. Seasoned veterans, if you're playing seasons, go ahead and go for it. And obviously the trade-in is going to be worth it since you get an elite for those 2 golds. It only costs you 1 elite trophy. And then the Masters, another free one. Obviously, go for them if you have the chance. And then lastly, going for upgrades. I'm not going to recommend the or the Elite Player Exchange unless you have a ton of coins and you just want to kind of gamble, because there's a big risk. So if you only have 200 coins, end up exchanging 4 players and only get back 2 Anthony Davises, you've just lost half of your coins. So that's a pretty risky one. Program Exchange, I don't like this one all that much, especially since you have to put the silver trophy in. Oh, wow. Good thing I did not do that. I had a League versus League collectible in there. That could have been very bad. It's not worth it to me because of the silver trophy, and most of the time, if I'm going to try to get collectibles for live events, I'm just going to play the live event. Starter packs and premium packs, those are just going to come from opening packs, so really no risk doing those. I'm not going to recommend Wheel of Players. That I've never gotten anything good from those, never seen anybody get anything good. Not going to recommend Gold Player for trophies because that's about 11,000 coins for a single gold player. Odds aren't very good on that one. Quick sells I won't recommend. Usually get less than 2,000 coins worth of quick sell stuff. Signature series, not going to recommend. That's about, trying to calculate, 225k worth of coins right there for a card that probably won't sell for that much more than 150k. And then Trophy Juggernaut Shaq. Some people will argue with me on this one. It is a really good card, but you're going to spend 2 mil putting him together, and there's 0% chance you'll ever be able to sell him because he's not auctionable, which means you'll never make those coins back. And we already have Dikembe Mutombo out, who is auctionable and way cheaper. And also, if there happens to be another big man center that's better, he's going to become obsolete, and those coins are going to be totally wasted. So I wouldn't recommend going for him. And then coming to the end, upgrade sets. I usually upgrade my trophies just to kind of consolidate because I always put my bronze and silver players into these trophy packs. Some other people put their gold players into trophy packs as well. I prefer to sell them. I feel like the coin exchange on those is better if you sell them, but definitely whenever you do pack openings or just have players sitting around, exchange your bronze and silver players because you'll usually make back coins on those trophy sets. So that's going to be about it for this episode. I'm sure there are lots of people out there who would disagree on some of the sets that I said. Feel free to voice those concerns below. If you disagree, I'm not trying to argue with you, and I would gladly be willing to see what you guys have to say about which sets are worth it. But that's going to be about it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you did, and I will see you guys next time.